Hello, lovelies. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining my live today. We had a lot of technical difficulties. Rewind that. We had a lot of difficulties trying to get this camera started and everything. And it's the first time I'm by myself, so it's a little nerve wracking. Hey, Tone, thank you for joining. Hello, Perfumes for Pat. Thank you. You're always my number one supporter. Um, so today is really just about getting to know each other, getting to know who I am and why I'm here. Can you hear me okay? Can everyone hear me? Let me know in the comments if you can hear what I'm saying. Hi, Naria. Thank you. That's my sister. Thank you, sissies, for joining in. Um, all right. So I guess we'll get started. I mean, it may just be us today. The good thing is, so I did not announce a giveaway, but hi Amber, thank you for joining. But I figured I should give something away because this is my first live, and I am very much besides tea. And I know y'all don't want no tea, do you? I don't know, but I would love some tea. But so I figured out to give away candles. I love candles, and I love Bath and Body candles. So I'm gonna give away. They have an amazing aromatherapy line. I don't know if anyone has tried their aromatherapy stuff, but it's so good. And so I'm gonna give away a candle today. Tone, you won it because you were the first person on. So congratulations to you. You'll be getting aromatherapy candle. I don't know. Look at their line and tell me which one you would prefer. I love the stress one um, because I'm a mom and I have high stress. So yeah, it's perfect. It smells good. It's like a mixture, I think, of eucalyptus and spearmint, and they smell so good. I said for my 40th birthday I wanted 40 candles because I love the scent. I like when things smell pretty. So yeah, that's as close as I'll get to perfume, expensive perfume at least. So yeah. But so yeah, so today is about getting to know me and my channel. So welcome to Let's Heal Together. I started this channel really because I wanted to um, basically go on a journey of healing for myself. And I'm so much into doing things with other people. Um, I'm not necessarily uh, a loner. So, yeah, but I don't see it live though. What does that mean? Um, Tell me what you mean, Tone. She says she doesn't see it live. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so I didn't want to do it alone. So I kind of uh use this channel, this space to document my journey. Oh, okay, good. Awesome. To document my journey and to document my healing process. And we talk about healing, and I guess most of the time when people talk about, oh, we're going to heal, you think someone is broken, and that's not necessarily it. I think there's so many times in life that we go through different phases and we experience so many things, and I think with every phase and with everything that we experience, it almost alters the way we are. And sometimes those alterations are positive and sometimes they're negative. So this is more so shedding off the negative things that kind of get layered onto us through our experiences. So this is the purpose of the channel. This is what it's about. It's a little bit awkward being without Amber. I'm so used to having someone to bounce my thought process on, but so this is different for me. But so yeah, I I started the channel, and it really became about talking about, knowing who you are, knowing your circle, because that's very important, knowing the people that you have around you, and beginning to look at that and look at yourself, because I think sometimes we misunderstand our own selves. So if you would have asked me when I was growing up, what is the biggest thing that annoys me? I would have told you that I feel misunderstood. Like I feel like people don't understand who I am, the depth of me. And because of that, there was so many different um titles like, oh, I remember at one point in my life, people thought, oh, she's stuck up. And no, I'm not stuck up. I'm actually I'm weird. So most people would say I'm a social person. The thing is, I'm only social when I know you. So if you put me in a room full of strangers, I don't care how long I'm in that room for. It could be a day, it could be a week, it could be a month. I would likely stick to myself quietly, not because I'm stuck up, just because I'm actually very shy. Now, the flip side to that is if somebody says hi to me and engages me in conversation, then all of a sudden you have like this blabbermouth on your hands. So I'm both ways. Hi Leanna, thank you for joining. Um, Oh, as you guys are here, you can put in questions that you'd like me to answer about me. The one thing I've always said is I'm an open book. I'm very open about who I am and what I believe in, and I'm not. I don't apologize for who I am because who I am is always changing. So some of the things that I may have said in my younger years, it's not necessarily something that in my older years I'm like headstrong on it anymore. But in my younger years, that's who I am. So, you know, talk to me and let this be an open conversation because I love conversation. I'm very, very much into conversation. I'm a talker. But yeah, so I wanted to share a little bit about who I am because if you've joined my page, I think it's important for you to know who I am so you know who you're on this journey with. So my name is Vanessa, Vanessa McNish, and I am married and I have children. Um, I am a nurse, and oddly, I did not set off in my mindset that I wanted to be a nurse. I actually started out, I wanted to bake cake. I wanted to be a wedding cake baker. And I remember I was all lined up to go to Culinary Arts Institute, but it required me to move away from home and be in a different state. And I had gotten everything lined up, got accepted into the school, got the financials worked out, got my roommate because I was going to be renting with someone in a different state. And a week before I was due to leave for classes, it dawned on me that I had to leave home and leave my mom. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm not going anywhere. And I felt so bad because I had to call my roommate and tell her that. And she cried. I felt so sorry for her. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm not coming. And so yeah, so then I was just, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to regular school, maybe be a teacher because my mom's a teacher and I have aunts that are teachers. And I was like, okay, I can do that. Um, and I started out, and then it dawned on me that I really didn't like school to begin with. Because kids were mean. Like, and I was thinking, am I gonna be there in a classroom teaching mean children? And that wasn't for me. So I was like, yeah, no. So I did like a year of regular like community college, and then I dropped out. I was like, I'm not gonna go back to school until I figure out what I want to do. And so from there, I remember a group of friends, they were gonna go take the admission test for nursing school. And I tagged along. And when we got there, the lady was like, oh, I thought it was just two people taking that entrance. And I was like, yeah, I'm not taking it. It was like, no, yes, she's taking it. And I was like, whatever. So I sat and I took the test and I got into nursing school. So here I am. I'm a nurse. And I don't think it's a career that I chose, but I feel like it chose me somehow. And so I enjoy what I do. I love people. I'm a very much people person. I like older people, so my passion was hospice for a little bit. Um, but yeah, so I'm a nurse by trade, and I enjoy helping people. I really enjoy. I like to support people in what they're doing. I like to help people. I don't necessarily come up with great ideas or great things, but if you give me your plan and you give me your idea, I will work tirelessly on it and make it work. So this alone thing is very new to me. So yeah, but so I wanted to show you guys just a little bit, and I wanted to show you as well, when you're surrounded by great people, the things that they do for you. So I have an awesome family. Oh yeah, see, the questions are rolling in. So what can we expect this year from your channel? You can expect a lot. I'm expecting to have new guests this year. Coronavirus like threw a wrench in this thing because the social distancing. And so I'm always having people that I'm like in my bubble with, but I'm hoping to figure out how to do like the split screen live. And so I can have different guests who are very knowledgeable in different topics. So I do want to dive a lot into relationships. I want to dive a lot into friendships. I want to dive a lot into family. I want to talk about boundaries. I'm very big on boundaries, so big, like so big. I believe in boundaries so much because I think people are always like crossing one another's boundaries, and that's why we have broken relationships and stuff. Um, so yes, I see another question in there, but I want to before I answer this, let me show you this. So you asked, what are some of the things to expect this year? So can you see? I hope it's not backwards for you, but this says "Let's heal together," and then it has my name at the bottom. So my sister gave me this for Christmas. It is actually a planning book, and it's awesome. It's a planner that she gave me, and because she believes in what I'm doing and she wanted to support me. And she said, "You got to get out there. You got to keep it up. It's a good channel." And so this is where I'm going to plan and get all of the ideas that you all have that you want to see because it's a journey. And like I always say, we're in this together. Now, any regrets with the stride switching to nursing? I don't have any regrets into going into nursing. I do not. I feel like it chose me and I enjoy it. Now, I always say if I became rich, would I still do nursing? I would. I would do it with my own rules. And what I mean by that is I would work where I wanted to work, when I wanted to work. And if I didn't want to work a day and I wanted to spend the whole day with my family, so I would do it as needed. But I would do nursing even if they didn't pay me. I really enjoy seeing people progress into wellness. And even hospice, they're dying, but I enjoyed the feeling of knowing that someone died with peace. And I don't know if that makes sense to anyone out there, but it's a pleasant feeling to be able to sit with someone and talk to them at the end of their life, listen to their worries. For example, I had a lady, she was passing away, and I was with her for months before she died. A few months, I had like 3 months or so before she died. And her biggest thing was she worried for her son. And I remember the day I sat because she was going down and down, 24-hour oxygen. I mean, the oxygen tube went throughout the whole house. Everywhere she went, she had to walk with this long tube. And I said, "What is it? What's worrying you?" She wouldn't eat unless I was there with her. She was just so sweet. And she said, "I just worry for my son. Like, who's going to take care of him?" And I was like, it has to be a heart of a mother because I mean, her son was like in his 60s. And I was like, "Honey, I think he's a bit old now. He can take care of himself." She's like, "No, he never remembers to buy potatoes." And it was just the funniest thing to me, but she was very serious about these potatoes. And so I said, "Okay, I'll talk to your son." And I talked to him and I said, "Mom's worried about you and that's why she's holding on." And he was like, "I don't know what it is." I said, "She's afraid you're going to forget the potatoes." And he's like, "I don't even eat potatoes. I keep trying to tell her I don't like potatoes." I said, "Well, just put a sign up that reminds you to buy the potatoes." And you know what? That's all she needed. She just needed to know that her son was going to be okay. And I remember the day she was going, they kept calling me. There's like, "She's going," but it's like she was waiting for me to get there. And I rushed over there. And I remember she was laying down, and I finally rushed. The whole family gathered. Her son was at the foot of the bed. And I got to her and I whispered, I said, "Honey, I'm here. You can go now." Boom, just like that final breath. And then, she turned pale. And I was like, "Okay, she's gone." And it's just like, it was the best feeling to know that in those last moments, I was there and I was able to kind of get all the conflict out because it is such a hard thing when you see someone going, but they're struggling because they're waiting to resolve something. And so yeah, so I do not regret going into nursing. I love it. Um, What are some topics I'm dying to talk about? So I am really big on finding out who you are. And I think that's one of the greatest topics. I am waiting literally for my pastor to to join me for that conversation, because I think one of the biggest things, especially with young people, and initially when I started this channel, it was because when COVID started, I noticed I wasn't watching the COVID trend. What I was watching was the suicide trend. And I don't know if anybody else was watching that, but I noticed that the amount of suicide, it was going up like rapidly. And not just here, but in other nations. I want to say that in one of the Asian countries, they said that suicide has killed more people in 1 month than the entire COVID pandemic when they calculated numbers. And so I am very much into people understanding their purpose, understanding why they're here, understanding that you can overcome things, you can overcome problems and challenges, and it can be a pretty side beyond the ugly side that we're seeing right now. Like there's always a future to look forward to. So I think that's one of the biggest things, Amber asked that I am looking forward to talking about. If I didn't become a nurse, what would I be doing today? I would be baking some wedding cakes. I love pastries. I love cakes. I love cookies. If I take off the makeup, you could probably see all the proof of all of the marks from the pimples because I have adult acne, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, I love pastries. I love cake. I like to bake something and I like to see people enjoy it. So yeah, and honestly, when I was growing up, my family will tell you if I make something and I taste it, I don't care how long they were waiting for dinner. If I taste it and it didn't taste good, it was in the trash. I remember one day I told my dad I was going to make him some chicken wings. And he came 2 hours later. He said, Vanessa, is the food ready? And I said, Daddy, it didn't taste good. He said, where is it? Let me taste it. I said, I threw it in the garbage. He said, well, what am I going to eat? I said, I don't know. You're going to have to buy some Chinese food. So yes, I enjoy, and I would probably be baking something. I always wanted to write a book of poetry. So I do write poetry when I'm very overwhelmed. I'm very expressive in my writing. And so I do, that's another goal I would love to achieve. Um, who's one of your inspirations? Honestly, my biggest inspiration is my mom. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a stronger woman. Like, literally, that woman is tough. Like, I had one kid and was like this, and she had six and was playing volleyball, and she was like jogging, she was doing wallpapering, she was scrubbing the floor, she was cooking every day. And now that I think about it, I'm like, how did she do that? I feel like I'm dying. Like the life is like pouring out of me. Like, how did she do it? So my mom is my biggest inspiration. She came to the country and she just like with the grace of God, like her just elevated herself in area. I guess what's that word that people say? Like she upgraded, she continues to upgrade herself. Like education, everything just continues to upgrade herself. Like she FaceTimed me yesterday, like she's been going natural, and like when I do my hair, it looks like this. And she FaceTimed me and she was like, "Oh, I just wanted to show you what I look like." And I was just like, "You look really good." Like her hair was like thick and she had blown, and I was like, "What is going on here?" Continuing to upgrade herself. Beautiful inside, beautiful outside, a giver. She gives beyond what she has. And because of that, I feel like her storehouse is never empty. So she's my greatest inspiration, physical in form of human. Other than that, I look to God for everything. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here. Um, Oh, having a blended family is so difficult. How do you make it work? And what advice can you give blended families that are struggling? Having a blended family is very difficult. It is very difficult. If you look at my old iPad, I wish I didn't have it in front of me, but you will see books that I have purchased and read on blended families. I think one of the funniest ones I have is called I'm Not the Wicked Stepmother. because that's how you feel when you're in a blended family. You can't say anything because then you're just wicked. Like, you get talking to people, children like that. So yeah, it is very difficult. Um, Advice: breathe, pray, don't take it personal. That's the only advice I can give, because it's still a journey for me. It's still something that I am learning and processing every day. I think it is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do and continue to do. Um, so yeah, I think I will definitely have someone this year talk about that, because I think a lot of people struggle with that, and I realize that because the books that I've read, the first thing they say is, I wrote this book because I couldn't find a book to read about to help me, so they wrote their own self-help book. So I think that is a difficult thing. um so I'm going to talk about blended families this year, I promise. What do you consider the best way to heal from hurt? I think, first of all, you got to acknowledge, because I think sometimes we're so big on being strong and being like, oh, it doesn't offend me. Oh no, I'm bigger than that. That didn't bother me. But I think in life you have to really acknowledge that something did bother you. Like this offense did happen, and then you got to take your part about it, because sometimes we're so focused on how so and so hurt me, how this situation hurt me, that we don't see our role in the hurt. We don't see what we've done. We don't see the part that we've played in hurting other people. So I think we have to come to grips with ourselves before, and I think that is where the process begins. Let's see. What's the biggest lesson you learned through setting boundaries? So I think the biggest lesson that I've learned from setting boundaries is that if people if people know what your boundaries are, they know they can't treat you a certain way. And I think it's such an amazing lesson to be learned, because I feel like if you let people trample on you, they will trample on you and not realize that it bothers you. So, you have to definitely set up boundaries. So, let me tell you. So, I grew up in a household, and there's six kids. Um and all of us are different. Oh, God love our parents. We're all different. We all have our own quirks. We all have our own ways. And so my biggest pet peeve that I grew up with, and okay, so I'm not an eater. I'm not a foodie person. But if I buy a bag of chips, now don't laugh now. If I buy a bag of chips and I put it down, I don't care if that bag of chips has been there for 3 weeks. Do not eat my bag of chips. Don't do it. That is a pet peeve for me. So, like, you would go into the fridge and find things tied up in a bag. If it's tied in a bag, why are you touching it? You see, my husband just signed on and say, "Oh Lord," because he knows. Because when I was pregnant, he ate my mango at 11:59 at night, and I had to send him to the grocery store. Go buy my mango. Don't play with me like that. No, you can't be just eating people's stuff. You see, it's the passion I have regarding the boundaries. So that's what I'm saying. But if no one knows not to touch your stuff, they're going to take it. They're going to take your stuff. And then you're going to be the one upset all the time. Yes, you see what I'm saying, Kadisha? You know about the mango. You know about the mango. Y'all know when people touch y'all stuff, y'all just be crying. It make you want to cry tears. I have cried tears when people have eaten my food. When like you've been out all day and you have your mind, it's set. I'm going to go home. I'm going to run that bath. I'm going to heat up my tea and I'm going to eat my slice of cake. And then you get home and you run the bath. You make the tea and you look for your cake and your cake gone. You want to you can't even say it on live what you want to do, because you don't want to be Christian in that moment. You want to tell them about themselves and tell them that they thieves and liars. That's what you want to do. But so if you don't tell the people not to eat your stuff, then they're going to eat your stuff. So that's the importance of setting boundaries. And I've learned that if you set those boundaries in life, People will not treat you all sorts of ways. Now, I talked about it with food, but it can go with anything. If you set your relationship boundaries, people will not cross those boundaries. If you let people know, I am wonderfully made, I am beautiful, I am to be respected, I am not trash, I am a diamond in disguise, I am everything, the bag of chips, the walnuts, the juice, and the cola champagne, they will not treat you like less. So that is the biggest lesson that I've learned from boundaries. So yes, so we're gonna be talking about boundaries. You got to love yourself. You got to know who you are first. Work on you, because you know what? If you don't work on you, then even when you set those boundaries, they're gonna be faulty because you're not too secure and strong in who you are yet. So people will test you, and when they test you, you're gonna be like, oh well, it's okay. No, you can't be okay with that. You got no. They won't do it again. You know what I'm saying? All right. What advice would you give to someone struggling with past things said about them and trying to build a more confident, strong future? So, I think the biggest thing is, honestly, you have to know who you are. The biggest thing is that if you don't know who you are, then what people say will literally damage your soul. But if you know, like if somebody, think about it simply. If somebody goes, oh, Vanessa, your hair is black, am I going to fight them? No, because obviously something wrong with them, because I don't have no black hair. I wasn't born with it. I never had it. So it can't be. So you have to know who you are. And it's literally, to me, it sounds extra simple, but if you know who you are, then people's comments won't damage your soul. But when you're still trying to figure it out, when you're still on a journey of figuring out who you are, or if you haven't even started yet, then people will say, oh, you ugly, and you just be in the bathroom crying. Or people going to say, oh, excuse my language, you a hoe, and you gonna be in the bathroom crying. Oh, I'm not a hoe. I just like a lot of people. Oh, or I'm not this. You're gonna be crying. But why are you crying? You know who you are. So you don't have to worry about their words, their comments. So I think the first thing to build a strong future for yourself is to know yourself. And the only way you're going to know yourself is to know your purpose. And the only way you're going to know your purpose, I told y'all now where I come from, is to know the one who made you. Because, you know, one of the best things I've ever heard in my life is, there's a scripture and it talks about vessels of honor and vessels of dishonor. So let me tell you something. You see this cup right here? You can everybody see my teacup that my niece bought me? Yeah, because I told you I like some tea now. See, I be fancy. You want a cuppa? So we all know this is a teacup, right? Y'all know I'm fancy, but then every fancy girl got a little ghetto, right? Yes. So y'all know the milk coming straight from the can. Carnation, thank you. So so we all know that a teacup is meant to drink tea in, right? That's the purpose. That's what the purpose of it is. That's what the designer had in its intention, for you to drink tea out of it. Now, somebody may take this same teacup that you're drinking tea out of and decide they want to use it to pee in it, because they just want a fancy thing to pee in, and they're going to pee in it. And they may keep it underneath their bed every night and pee in it. And that's their pee cup. What does that tell you? It tells you that although the designer created it to be a teacup, the person who owns it or holds it can do whatever they want with it because they own it. So that means you could be designed for amazing things. But if you're in the wrong hands, you're going to be a pea cup, child. All right, let's move on. I guess y'all got it. Who ate your cupcake, Tony? What twins? Tell them to buy it back. Buy it back. Buy it back. So you have to know who you are, be connected with the person that made you, so that they can tell you your purpose. They can tell you what you're designed to be. Because if not, you're going to have somebody peeing on you all day long. And I know you don't want to be no pea cup. You prefer to be a teacup. T, not PP. T. All right. So, as I'm here, I wanted to show you some things about, because I told you I'm going to talk about, oh, it looked like the sunken place cup, not the sunken place. So hopefully you can see this. So I tell you, my family has always been my greatest supporter, not from just today, from long time coming, honey. So can you see this? That's me. That's me. I was dressed up for my prom. My sister, like, because my mom said I could go, and then she changed her mind. Yes, Naria, you don't want to be no pea cup, because we're gonna have to beat whoever up that's peeing on you now. Don't be no pea cup. So my mom decided she would let me go to the prom, and then like the week before the prom changed her mind. It was like, you not going. And I was like, but I already paid. So my sister literally purchased everything, and so that I can go to the prom. So yes. Now, I grew up in a household, we don't celebrate Halloween, but I worked at Toys R Us. Did you know that? My first job was at Toys R Us. And you had to dress up on Halloween. So I decided that I was going to be a clown. And I actually wore this. I get to keep it, and I wore it for my nephew's birthday. I was a clown at his birthday party. Oh, he was so scared. He cried so bad. I had to take the whole costume off because he was mad at me. So these are just some of the places that I am coming from as a person. So yeah, so this is all a part of my journey. Oh, let me show you this one. So, Lord, I don't know. I don't think I was a pretty child. So a group of friends, when we graduated, they were like, oh, we're going to celebrate nursing school, whatever. And they kept postponing. And we went to some place on City Island. This is the latest I've ever stayed out. I think I stayed out till like 1 a.m. And that was the latest I've ever been able to stay out. Like, yeah, my mom couldn't say anything because I was like 23. So yeah, so this is all a part of my journey. Yeah, when I turned 21, the church threw me a party, and it was more like a prayer meeting. I was so mad. I thought I was going to get to party and stuff like that. It turned into be a prayer. And I was like, I cried secretly on the inside. I cried. But you know what? It was still worth it. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me. So this year, I think it's going to be interesting. I'm going to have a lot more guests. I'm going to have a lot more topics. I did need that prayer pack because when I turned 21, I testified in church, and I don't know what was wrong with me. I think something was wrong with me. And I said, this year I'm going to do a lot of things that y'all is not going to agree with, but it's okay because the Lord got me. That was my testimony. I think I heard somebody choke on their cough. They weren't ready for me. But yeah, so it's definitely going to be an amazing journey this year. I thank you all for joining me on my first live. I didn't think I did too bad. I miss Amber though, because she's always here with me. What advice would you give someone trying to find purpose in life? I think I answered that one already. Let's see, any other questions that I did not answer? That probably was mommy choking, because she was like, that is not my daughter talking about she gonna do things that y'all don't agree with. You ain't doing nothing. That's what my mama was thinking. Nothing at all. And I literally didn't. But I want to thank you all. I'm not going to hold you too much longer unless anyone else have another question they want to ask about what's coming up this year. It's going to be good. Look out for it. I may do some more lives. But a lot of things will happen. And don't forget, as you're here, this year, definitely, I know we promised last year, but this year, we're going to laugh. We always laugh, we laugh. One more question. What advice will you give yourself this year? Okay. So this year, I think I am going to love more. I'm going to laugh more. I'm going to worry less, and I'm going to pray more. I am a worrier by nature. All of my sisters know this. Like I will worry over other people's problems and situations and then worry about mine and then be having migraines. So I'm a worrier by nature, like literally. Like don't like my mom would say, "Oh yeah, Naria went somewhere and I haven't seen her yet or I didn't hear from her." And then I'm like texting Naria like I'm her mom, "Where are you? What time you coming home? Why you taking so long?" I'm that type of person and I don't know why or when it happened, but that's generally who I am. So I think this year I'm going to worry less. I'm going to pray more. And I say this with all honesty because like this morning I woke up and this nostril was blocked and I was like literally I smelled my underarm to see if I still had the sense of smell. Like that's the worry. You know what I'm saying? Who does that? Like they're like crazy person. But that's what I did. Yeah. And I was like, okay, smells like secret. I'm fine. So yeah, so that's my advice. Yes, Pat, I did that. I'm always be testing taste, smell. I be testing every sense I got just to make sure it's not the coronas. But so yeah, so that's my advice for this year for myself. Um, Worry less, pray more. I would say smile more, but honestly, like look at my face. I was built with an upside down, it's like a frown face. Look, that's my normal face. So when I try to smile more, I get headaches by doing this all day. So I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to have inward joy. You know, the inward joy where Tyra Banks be like smiles with your eyes. So I'm be like this. Can you see it? Yeah, my eye is it smiling? Okay, whatever. I'm going to do that this year. So um yeah, not the COVID, Kadisha. Mommy, she don't call it COVID. She said COVID. COVID. Who have COVID? Okay. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do this year. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna enjoy my family. I'm gonna enjoy my kids. Um, I'm gonna enjoy this process because I turned 40 and every joint that I have aches now. So I figure this is a good time to lubricate and to move and to dance and to smile and to laugh and to bring back that me that my family knows that would be running around in two different pairs of socks and always trying to get everybody to crack up. I'm back, baby. So thank you so much for joining me on my live. I want to wish you all a wonderful day. Today we are in celebration of Martin Luther King. He had a dream, and I know sometimes you look around in the world and it doesn't look like it's coming to pass. But what I will encourage you to do, make your life your dream. Don't worry about everybody else's life. Stop being busybody. Focus on your yard. You know, what's your yard looking like? Make sure your yard is manicured, your yard is looking good, and it's going to be all good. Oh, I have more questions. Let's see. What's one lesson you've learned in 2020? Oh my goodness. 2020, I literally learned not to take things for granted. And I know that sounds so like whatever, but literally y'all know my sister, she does her live and she said she had COVID and all of that. Literally, I am so used to being around my family all the time that it's like nothing to me. It's literally like second nature. And so having to be this social distance and separated and all of that, that was a struggle. So when she called me and she's like she's not feeling good and you can't go, you can't be there because there's a fear and there's a this and there's a that, like, and then I have small children and I feel like that taught me that, you know what? I love my family. I love to be around them. I enjoy their company. All the annoyances, because if anybody know, okay, so me and my sister, we're like best friends. The literally, don't tell her. She's like my best friend. But growing up, we were like the best enemies, like literally. We fought so much. And I'm not talking about, oh, leave my stuff alone. No, I'm talking about boom, boom, like she was fisting me up. And you see how skinny I am? Oh, she was trying to kill me. Like literally, we threw each other's clothes out the window. Literally, it was so bad. We was rough on one another. Um, so you take all of that for granted. Like when I grow up, I'm not even gonna fool around with you because I don't like you. Like literally, we didn't like each other too much. We always bump heads. Because she be thinking she my mama, but she only 2 years older than me. We like the same age, girl. So yeah. But so we fought a lot. And but now, like best friends, literally, we talk every day. My kids love her, her kids love me. Sometimes I don't know why they love me so much, because I be strange sometimes. I be strange, but they love me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So that is the lesson. And I hope everyone has learned that lesson. Like, do not take people for granted. Show love literally. So throughout this process of not being away, I literally have tried to reach out to people. Hey, how you doing? Making sure you're okay. Because I've been in the hospital before and I've been near death before when I had my children. That's a whole other ordeal. I would tell you about that. We'll be talking about loss this year, losing a child. So I lost one in utero. I've never lost a child outside of utero. So I had a miscarriage. So we'll be talking about losing, and loss, because I think some people have lost so much this year. And I have a great friend of mine, and she's lost a child. And I would love to have her talk about overcoming that, because I think that is a voice that is so needed, because I feel like a lot of parents are crying right now, not just because of COVID, but because the suicide. I'm hearing about 12-year-olds, 10-year-olds committing suicide. Like this stuff is real, people. So I think checking on people is important, making sure that people okay. Encouraging, like think about it, be kind. And I know everybody's saying be kind, and it just sounds like whatever, but think about it this way. If someone is at their tipping point and you are the person they come in contact with, what impression do you leave with them? Do you throw them over the bridge, or do you at least pull them back a little bit and let them have a second thought about life, like about, you know, living? Like that is the impression you want to have on people. You want to be that voice that pulls them away from the edge. You don't want to be the person that they're at their wits end, and you're like, girl, I ain't got time for you. You don't want to be that person. And then they be just, gone the next day. And then you be crying and bringing flowers to the grave. They don't want your flowers. They want you to have a word to bring them back into their senses, where they feel like maybe I can do another day of this. So that's a lesson I'm learning. I want to be a positive voice. And I know because sometimes I'm looking for a positive voice myself. So I feel like everyone needs a positive voice. Um, let's see what else. Will you be doing a show with your husband? I would love to do a show with my husband. I don't know if my husband would love to do a show with me, because he's not really a social media type person. Are you on here, babe, still? Do you want to do a show with me? Let's see. He probably signed off already. I told you he into social media now. But yeah, we can definitely might you know what? Oh, there you go. Okay. With the cross and the heart. What does that mean? What that mean? That look like healthcare. Is that a yes or a no? You see what I'm saying? Mr. Info, do you see what he put there? He put a cross and a heart. That's the healthcare sign. That's what somebody need life support. Um, but so yeah, because you know what, honestly, us together, we're like a comedy itself. I feel sorry for those who've watched us live in person every day, because we're literally a comedy. Sometimes a good comedy, sometimes a bad comedy. That's life, it's real. But yeah, I would definitely enjoy doing a show. Most definitely, being that person is most. Oh yep, it is important, Amber, because people are struggling, especially now. People are struggling, and a lot of people are just hanging on by a thread. So it's important, to be positive. It's important to show love. It's important to show kindness. It's important. It's also important to be real, because you know what? I feel like if you're not real, if it's not coming from a real place, people know anyway. But literally, be you. If you're having a hard day, I'm having a hard day. It's okay. I have a lot of hard days, child. Every day, a hard day sometimes for a week straight. Just be hard. And I'd be like, leave me alone. You know, sometimes the kids be doing stuff and I just be looking and I just be thinking, these children are annoying. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard day. But at the end of the day, it's love and it's a process, and you have to work on you continuously, and you because sometimes my outside looks very calm, but it's turmoil, it's raging, so it is definitely a process. This whole thing is a process. um Oh, okay. So Mr. Info says it'd be nice to talk about being a blended family. It would be nice. So we've had counseling about being a blended family, and yeah, because blended family is blended. And if you've seen a blender, you know what blender does? It chop up stuff. You see, that's how it feel. hmm Like you in the blender. Yep. And the thing is, if you get past all of the crushing and all of the blending and all of the chunks, you end up with a wonderful smoothie. Now, the thing is sometimes, people stop halfway, because the crushing and the chunking and all of that is very hard. And it's hard. The book that I read, so I literally two things I did. Yes, the blender, Pat, the blender. So two things. So the book that I was reading, No, I'm Not the Wicked Stepmother. The lady, she was saying, being a stepmother is like having all of the responsibility without any of the power. So, and it was like, wait, what? And I didn't understand it because I was still new at it. And then it hit me what she was saying. You have all the responsibility of taking care of someone, but you do not necessarily have all of the power and say so on how that person is raised. So if you don't continue to grow, and if you don't continue to transform your thinking about it, you will get angry and you'll get bitter because you'll feel like a bank and less like a mother, if that makes sense to anyone, if I wanted to be real. And so it definitely is a process. And I think that it's a process I'm still learning. At 40 years old, I don't feel like a woman. I am, but I don't feel like one. I still feel like a little girl. I still call my mom like, Mom, what's going on? But at the end of the day, it's still a process, and it's a process that I am still working through. So, Mr. Info, I think it'll definitely be a great session to talk about blended families, because it is something that's more and more. And I remember looking through, okay, so I literally, because everything, I'm very scriptural. I was raised in church. I believe in God. I love God. I believe He loves me. And I do believe that if we reach out to God for a lot of things, that we would try to fix ourselves, we wouldn't be in such a mess. And so I literally Googled blended family in the Bible, and somebody put, there is no blended family in the Bible that worked. And I said, but wait, who put this in here? And they talked about the fact that the greatest blended family in the Bible was Sarah and Abraham. And it was blended because Sarah sent her maiden to Abraham, and then they had Ishmael. And then Sarah got pregnant and had Isaac. And if you read that whole story, you realize that Sarah was Ishmael's stepmother. And when Ishmael started messing around with Isaac, she was like, he got to go. So there was and there's a whole story behind it. It's not as cut and paste as I'm making it seem, but the person basically is like, there was no successful, so there's not much to go by. And I was thinking about that because I just knew somebody would bring up this question, and but as I was literally in my kitchen getting porridge ready, I was like, oh crap, I remember that. They said there's no successful. And I was like, oh, how am I going to bring this scriptural? And then it like literally the thought, it's like, wait a second. Joseph wasn't Jesus's father. God was. So in a way, Mary, Jesus, and Joseph was a blended family. And ain't they the number one family to think about? So I was like, oh, so it's doable. And it's doable because I mean, Jesus is the ultimate, right? So if they could do it, I mean, we can do it too. All right. So there's my answer for that one. Let's see. Hi, Mika. Thank you for joining. Are you going to be sharing some of your poetry? Oh, that'll be a good idea for this year. Who wants to hear some of my work? Yeah, I think I can do that. I don't know if it's still um like, valid or good. I've been writing since I was younger, and I have books all over my house where write things down. And so yeah, I would definitely. I don't know how to do those because I tried, y'all, because people when they do that spoken poetry, they speak it and it's like it sounds like a rhythm and a thing. Like I tried that and I sounded retarded. So I don't know how to do that. So it's not going to sound like that, like how people be like, and I just be walking in the breeze. And then I can't do that. You see how I sound? I sound retarded. So I'm not going to do it like that. But I will read some of what I have written over the years. And I think it's going to be fun. Let's see. It's a work of God to have a good blended family. It's such a work of God. And I think it's a great testament of who God is, that he can bring people together who have not necessarily, you know, in the beginning realized that they were going to be together. They thought they were going to be somewhere else, and then they work out, and then now we together. So I think it shows, like, if it works, I feel like it shows an amazing the amazing ability of what God can do through two people. So yeah, definitely. Let's see. When someone is struggling with finding peace and positivity, what advice would you give them? I think rest. You know what? You know what's so funny? Like, I think growing up in church, mental health is like, you don't hear about it as much. It's like a taboo, it's like an evil spirit from and then it attack you and you be crazy, you be mentally ill. So I think growing up with that, a lot of people struggle in silence. And then you realize that a lot of people come to church and then go home and commit suicide. And it's not a good thing. It's not okay. Mental health is still valid today. And I think I heard my pastor say that the biggest thing coming for this year is going to be mental issues. And I believe it. The more and more that I talk to people on the phone, and you just be, hello, this is, and then you just hear what they got to tell you. Like, I've had people tell me in the last, since 2021 has started, I've had people tell me, your job is worthless, your life is a waste of space. Like, people that don't know me, just on the phone. And I am thinking to myself, oh, you got a mental problem. So mental health should be addressed more than ever, because I feel like there's so much strain, and I think people's lives are becoming like a pressure cooker. And when that pops, honey, it's not going to be pretty. All the meat, everything going to be all over the place. And that's all the craziness all over the place. And you don't want to be in a room full of crazy people. So I think mental health definitely needs to be addressed. So it's literally making sure that you're being aware of what you need. Like, take time out for yourself. Like, people are literally on the go so much. And I remember when I was younger, I did this quite a bit. Literally once a week. It would usually be on a Friday, because that's when we took our test in nursing school. And I just knew I had failed and I needed to pep myself up. I would take myself to lunch at Red Lobster. And if I didn't have money to do that, I would stop. And I remember I would go into the flower shop and buy myself one rose. And I remember one day, after I had done this consistently for a while, the gentleman was like, can I ask you a question? And I was like, sure. He was like, why are you always in here and you just buy one flower? He was like, who is it for? I just wanted to know the story. And I was like, oh, it's for me. And he was like, for you, he was like, why are you why are you buying yourself flowers? And I said, why not? And he just looked at me and he took a flower and he was like, okay, I'm going to give you one today. And I went home with 2 flowers. But take time out for you. If you're struggling to find peace, you need to pause. Pause, take time out for you. Take time to do something that makes you happy, whether it's read a book, whether it's take a nap, whether it's putting on some music, dance. I heard this lady preach a message and I laughed. She was telling everyone, she was like, say hallelujah. It was a woman's thing. And everybody was like, hallelujah. And they were going and they were going, they were praising God. And it was an amazing atmosphere. And you know what she said next? She said, now pick up your wine glass. And a few of them picked up their glasses. I don't have a wine glass. Next time I'm going to bring one. It's better for the demonstration. But she said, pick up your wine glass. And a few of them picked up the wine glass. She was like, now get up. And less than that, they got up. And she was like, now walk around and pat yourself on the back. And a few of them did it. And she said, look at this. She said, this is what I'm talking about. She said, when I told you to say hallelujah, everybody said hallelujah. But now I'm telling you to give yourself a pat on the back, and only a handful of you did it. She said, why? She said, you know what? Once a week. She said, at least. She said she picks up her glass of wine. She says sometimes she'll have a glass of wine. Sometimes she'll put water in there. She walks around her house, and her name is Funke. And she'll say, Funke, you didn't come here you didn't come here born knowing how to be a wife. You're doing a good job. She was like, you weren't born a mother. You're struggling, but you're doing a good job. And she said that is what has helped her mentally, realizing that in this life, we were not born professional anything. We were born novices. We were born not knowing anything. So anything that we have learned thus far, we're doing a good job. If you're doing a good thing, you're doing a good job. You're a nurse, you may not be the best nurse on the floor. You're doing a good job. You're still learning. If you're a mother, the kids is bad as heck and they get on your nerves every day. But every day you wake up, you feed them, you dress them, you teach them something for their betterment. You're doing a good job. You're married, you're a wife, your husband, you're arguing every day. But guess what? Nobody has killed each other yet and will never do so. So guess what? You're still learning. You're doing a good job. We're novices. We're learning. Tell yourself, I'm doing a good job. A good job. You know, you may not be the best boyfriend or girlfriend, but you definitely need to tell yourself. And as you're telling yourself you're doing a good job, tell yourself, tomorrow, I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better than today. I made that cake. I put too much baking soda and baking powder in it. And everybody was almost choked them to death. But guess what? Tomorrow when I make it, it's going to be better. So for today, you're doing a good job. Come on. You can't take it so seriously all the time that every day you're like, oh, I failed. Yeah, you're going to fail. You're a novice. You're learning. You're doing a good job. So that is something. Yes, Tone, you're doing a good job. All right. We're learning how to do this thing and we're going to learn it together. And you know what? Reach out to people who are where you want to be and learn the steps. Because you know what? Sometimes we're like, oh no, I don't want to do that because you know what? I don't want them to think that are this, or I don't know. I don't want to do that because whatever, because we have all this pride. But guess what? You want to know the awesome thing about connecting with someone who's been where you've been is not just about learning how to get where they are. It's about learning the steps to avoid. Because if you learn what to avoid, you can make it quicker than they did. Because they had mistakes and that's what make them the setbacks. But that's the importance of having a mentor, having someone that you can talk to that is at that level you want to be at, because that mentor will tell you, yes, you can go this step, But if you avoid it, you'll probably get to your destination quicker, because I made that same step. Oh, and it messed me up badly. So that's what I'm talking about. So yes, Amber, do not fit yourself in this, this squeaky box where you can't, you can't figure out nothing. You're just stiff. You have to be able to, be a little bit flexible, because God doesn't work the same way every day. He doesn't. Some days he's in the still small voice. Some days he was shaking things up. Some days he was walking on water. Some days he just spoke a word. So I'm telling you, yes, Amber, you're doing a good job. Yes, Roxy, you're doing a good job. Everybody's still alive? Good job. Yeah, that's what you have to tell yourself. And then tomorrow you do it a little bit better. We are learning. We're learning to be better people. We're learning to be better humans. We're learning to be better mothers. We're learning to be better wives. We're learning to be better husbands. We're learning to be better, what else? Workers. Come, workers. Are you a good worker? Mm-hmm. The people that is paying you, are you working good? Yes, you have to ask yourself those questions. This is all about stewardship, taking what has been given to you and managing it well. Are you being a good manager? If you're not, I encourage you this year. This is what this about. It's a healing journey. It's not just about we're just gonna heal because Freddie said me don't look good and me get fat and don't want to date me no more. We're not into those things only. We're about becoming better. We're about becoming, better selves, and newer versions. We're going to upgrade ourselves into something amazing, into something beautiful, into something that God has designed us to be. Because as I said in the beginning, we want to be teacups, not PP cups. All right. You have to watch the first part of the video to understand that. Let's see. What is the most influential advice you've ever received? So I think about this in every scenario in life. So when I was getting married, my pastor, I was so stressed about wedding details and paying for this, paying for that, doing this, doing that. My pastor drew me aside. Now my pastor's from Nigeria. He drew me aside. He said, Vanessa, come here. I said, yes, sir. And he said, listen to me. Do not use all of your money to pay for wedding and to give people curry goat and oxtail to eat, because they will come and they will eat your goat. They will eat your oxtail. They will leave you with nothing. And then when you go home, you don't have soap to bathe with. So in every area of my life, I find a way to fix that. So literally what he was saying was, do not stress yourself about pleasing people, because at the end of the day, when you get by yourself, if you worry about pleasing the nation, you will find yourself empty and discombobulated, and you won't have no soap to bathe with. So that is one of the most, it's literally the thing that sticks in my head in every situation. And just me, what I've learned recently in life, because I love tea so much, everything is like a cup of tea, right? So in life, I am not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and that is okay with me. And it's perfectly fine. You have to understand that life is about variety, and variety is the spice of life. And you may not be the spice someone wants in their mouth. Okay, boom. That was free. You don't have to pay for that one. You may not. You understand? So you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay. Not everybody wants to be your friend, and it's okay, because in all honesty, you don't want to be everyone's friend. So why you mad? Okay, good. Real talk. Thank you. Yes. See? So you cannot please the world, because guess what? Sally want a red dress. Mary want a blue dress. Pinky want you wear pink. Miss Yellow come and want you to be yellow mellow. Then Blue Moon come and want you to be blue. And then Green come and want you to be green. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to be looking like the rainbow. And that's not what you want for yourself. So you have to understand that in this life, you cannot please everyone, and it's okay. You have to focus on, what do you want for your life? What results do you want? Because if you have a good result in your life, then everyone else would be okay. Everyone else would be okay. Everyone else would be okay, because guess what? When you are confident in who you are as a person, people will notice that confidence and they will be drawn to it. You won't have to be begging for attention. You won't have to be begging for friend. You won't have to be begging for this, begging for that. No, your confidence will demand it. Your confidence will bring it to you. So know your worth, know who you are, honey, and you'll be good. Let's see. Hi, Eves Belize. Thanks you for joining. All right. See, yes, Amber, you see there, you don't want to be everybody's friend. So when Susie said they don't want to be your friend, why you mad? Why you crying? Why you upset? Why you hurt? Come on, move on. Find Sally. You see? Yeah, true. Thank you. Thank you, Tony. You have to know your worth. And this is not something that I am like, I got it all together. I'm just learning this because literally I'm always trying to fit myself into what people want, what people expect. I'm trying to dim down myself so that people will accept. But yeah, I just realized I'm a little bit kooky. I'm a little bit crazy. I'm a little bit loud because I come from a loud family. Yeah. And yeah, there's a lot about me. There's a lot of different parts. There's a lot of different crevices that you have not known yet. And so don't hide all of the, because guess what? They're there for a reason. They are there for a reason. Who Patrice said, not I? Well, perfumes for Pat. Not I what? You're not loud? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. She's the loudest of us all. Okay. Her voice just transcend the room. We can't have no argument with her. Just transcend the room. But yeah, you have to know. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, you know what? This hair right here is such a struggle for me. Every day I want to shave it off. Every day I want to make it locks like Roxanne. I just be just looking at her pictures and the jealousy just jump up in me. But then I realize that maybe my edges that are already thinning out, they won't manage it. So I can't lock it. But I'm telling you, every day, me and this here, we fight every day. So thank you, Eve, for telling me that. I appreciate it. Let's see. Yes, we are shining all through 2021. We have to. We have to. Um, when you're the smartest person in the circle, expand your circle, Les Brown. That is so true. I believe that. You know what? I really believe that. I believe that every day you should be evaluating who you are, who you want to be, and what your circle should look like. And you should always have people that are above you. Your circle should have all different levels. You should have that cool person that you just be like, yeah, girl, you know what I'm saying, and then you need to have that person be like, yeah, so what are we going to be discussing today? You need to have all those people. Your circle should be a variety. Your circle should be something that makes you better, and you should be comfortable in your circle. If your circle got you like this every day, you just be sitting just you can't speak, you can't breathe, then you in the wrong circle, because you should be comfortable. It does not matter if your circle has a millionaire in there. That millionaire that's in your circle, you should be comfortable with that person. You should be comfortable in their presence. So I'm telling you, look at your circle. Look at your circle. Your mentor, you should be comfortable. Your friends, you should be comfortable. And when I mean comfortable, I'm not comfortable and disrespect people and comfortable and they disrespecting you, or comfortable and no, I'm talking about everyone should know who you are. And even as you're evolving and changing, that your circle should still love you for that, because as they're evolving and they're changing, you should love them for that. So yeah. But I'm not with this negativity, and I'm not talking about don't have no circle where y'all smoking crack together. Now I'm not with that circle, or just smoking drugs and drinking, and that's not the circle I'm talking about. We talking about the circle of life. You know, the one from Lion King. Yes, that moves us all. That one. Yes, that's the one that I want to be a part of. All right. What's next? Um, Shining all through. Please don't do that. Come over. Come over to the locks. I need to come over to the locks. I wish I could. I really love it. Um, let's see. Oh Lord. Who you calling loud? Uncle, you know we loud? Come on, let's be honest. At least Pat's loud. Yes, the Lion King. You know, oh, that's another thing about myself. I love cartoons so much, and I get angry when they disrespect the cartoon and put adult content in there. That upsets me. Like, I watched a cartoon the other day and there was a picture of a naked man in the cartoon. And I was trying to watch that with my child. We asking where the remote. Who does that? I can't stand y'all. Okay. Um, Yes, we do. I do love my loud family. We have to be, because there's just us. We're just fun and loving and loud, and it's awesome. Get used to it. Any other questions before I let you guys leave? If you enjoy, if you're not already subscribed, do not forget, subscribe, send me a comment, send me ideas. I tell you, I have this planner that my sister bought me for Christmas. So this is for my channel. And this is where all the ideas are going to be written down for the year. So please send me ideas. I have some already that you guys have talked about today. Like, you guys want to hear about blended family, you want to hear about purpose, want to hear about peace, you want to hear about anxieties. Because literally when I was in nursing school, they prescribed me anxiety medication. And you want to know what's funny? I found the prescription years later, after I was already working as a nurse, because it was just such a, it was in that time for me, it was such a thing. I was like, I'm not gonna even feel this. It's gonna be on my record that I'm anxious and blah blah blah. And I went to my pastor, and my pastor is hilarious because my pastor is from Nigeria, and he was, I wish I could do the accent, but I can't. But he was like, anxiety what? Anxiety what? He said, if you could not have anxiety before I met you, how can you have it now? I was like, okay, sir, yes. So I literally put the I put the prescription inside of my textbook, and I didn't remember. And then years later, I found it, and I was like, oh my God, thank God, but yeah, not to say if you have anxiety and you're on medication, I'm not speaking anything negative against you. Like I said, I believe in mental health. I believe in taking care of this space. You have only one brain right here. It's not like kidneys where you got two. You just got one. Take good care of this right here. So that's why I believe in rest. This year I said I'm going to do more with nutrition. I am going to do more with health. I'm going to drink more water. I'm not a water drinker. I'm so bad. Like, I go a lot of days without drinking any water. Don't tell Roxanne that, because she's going to get on me, because I'm a nurse and I should know better. But I'm not a drinker, and I've been drinking coconut water, but the salt content gives me headaches. So, but this year, all the way around, let's heal together. I'm sorry, days. Yep. I'm sorry. I be trying. I bought the bottle and everything, and I can't finish like one bottle of water. I just don't know how to do it. It make my tummy hurt, make my throat, everything hurt, head hurt, everything to be trying hurt. But I'm gonna do better this year, because we're healing. And like I said, this is not just about relationship healing, because I'm not no marriage counselor. Because I got, we be live and testifying in the house together. But it's about a full around wholeness. We want to talk about wholeness. We want to talk about mental health, physical health, spiritual health, emotional health, healthy friendships, healthy relationships, health. Oh, now you want to say something, babe? Okay. You see, all along he wasn't commenting. Yes, thank you, Chris. Yes, but we want to talk about different things this year, and we want to do real talk because we're real people and we have real problems, and there are real solutions. So we don't have to continuously go into negative cycles, and I believe in that. I do believe in that. So I think I've held y'all long enough. Do you have any other questions? Any other questions here before I let you all go? Because we've been on this thing here for a minute, but I am telling you, I am loving this couch. Yep. I think this is gonna be my new my new my new thing. We may have to give the table up for 2021 and get a couch so I can sit like this while I'm talking to y'all. So I can be like, hello, lovelies. All right. So remember, thank you so much, Eve. I am just, you know what? I feel like if one person can see this video, have a good day, laugh, smile, live another day, we've done something good. So remember, as we are leaving here, we laugh. Here, we cry. Here, oh, we may dance. Now, y'all know I'm not a dancer, but I'm telling you, if the music is right, like this, like when you get it like this, like that, and you break it down like you do the robot, Yeah, my sisters be teaching me how to do stuff. You see that right there? Oh yeah, that's like Mulan when she was, we are men, raging fire. Yeah, so we're gonna dance, and maybe a little bit better than that. But so yeah, you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Don't forget to like the video. Send me messages, let me know what you want to see in the content. But I do thank you for spending the time with me today on your day off. Love you all, and bye-bye, beautiful people. That's not my closing, is it? I'm not a beautiful. Sorry, Pat. I stole your closing. Bye-bye, lovelies. Anything else? Oh, you know what, Tony? How did you know? Every time I dance, literally something hurts. I have those salon paws things that I put on different parts of my body to help with the pain. All right, so I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you so much. It's been fun. Bye-bye, lovelies.